name's Kellie La Follette, and my story is an unexpected story of hope and encouragement and life with God. I had been teaching for 25 years and got up one morning, and it was just a day probably like you maybe had today. We were meeting for teacher in service training in Bryant Elementary School gym in Lake Oswego. Unbeknownst to any of us, a volleyball 2 weeks prior had broken one of the lights in the big domed lights in the gym. And actually in that light, that type of lighting, the bulb, or what we think of as the bulb, is actually the filter for radiation. As the in-service was going on, people started complaining about their eyes hurting, and several hours in, you could see people physically turning red because they were actually being burned at the time. For the core of us that sat directly underneath that light, there's 5 of us that continue to this day to suffer the effects of those burns. Because it's radiation, those effects get worse with time. Because of the radiation burns, we had to start modifying our lives in ways that we could never have predicted. Any exposure to light, no matter how small, increases the pain. And even simple things like we had to remove the bulb out of our refrigerator. One year that included, we actually put them up and then had to take all the lights off our Christmas tree, because even as small as Christmas tree lights are, they were so painful. Every aspect of our life took on a new look. I just kept fighting to keep any piece of that job because it was my identity at that time. I was a teacher. One day the doctor said, "That's enough. You can't do this anymore." As I knew it, I was leaving my identity behind at that time. And I knew I was coming home, and that 90 to 95% of my life was going to be within the walls of this house here. There were so many thoughts whizzing through my mind, from personal to financial to what it looked like to live in a house and not leave. I was about to be separated from everything that I knew. And what I didn't know then that I do now was that I wasn't separated from God, even though I was physically separated from the job and the life and what I once knew. But God stayed. My husband stayed. Everybody's darkness looks a little bit different. And one of the pieces that I've struggled with in my darkness is feeling like I had to be able to have a great answer when people ask me, "Well, what do you do?" If you ask me what I do, I pray for others and I encourage them. And it might not make a very good book, but that is my feet, and it matters, and I know it matters. I don't know your story, but I do know that everyone has a place where it's really hard for them in one way or another. It might be the loss of someone dear. It might be a marriage that is broken. It might be just even in everyday life and the routine of life. If there was a gift I could give you right now, that gift would be to ask God to join you in whatever your most difficult place is, where your darkness is. Whether you're confined to your home or your darkness is completely different than that, you can have joy. I believe it. I know it. I have it. And it doesn't make any sense to have it, but it's a gift from God, and I offer it to you as well.